everyone, Toy Habits back at you with another hot take, and today we are looking at the Masters of the Universe Origins Deluxe Ram Man figure. I was so excited when I first heard about the news of this figure back when it was revealed during the PowerCon 2020 panel, and it's finally here thanks to the Big Bad Toy Store, so let's dive in. Ram Man is one of my favorite figures in the vintage Masters of the Universe line to play with as a kid, and one of my favorites in the Origins line. The sculpt is absolutely gorgeous, as they really nailed the likeness of Ram Man with this one. So let's get up close and personal with Rame. One of the first things you'll notice is that the shoulder and breastplate armor is finished in a metallic silver, while the skull belt buckle is more of a regular silver color that helps differentiate it from the armor. The belt is also painted in a shiny black color, and you'll also notice the cuffs are also done up in that metallic silver to match the armor. It's all in the details for me, and I love that the top of Ram Man's helmet has a dent in it, as it would definitely be looking worse for wear, as he spent most of his time in the Masters of the Universe cartoon ramming his melon into various objects. Looking at the back of the figure, we get a different view of the armor detail, as we can see the large rivets adorned on his armor that go right down to the belt of the figure. If you notice on the back of the legs, if you take a gander at Ram Man's gams, you'll also notice some neat articulation as well as the black boot detail. Getting a closer look at the articulation, the knees don't bend very far, which begs the question, why did they add articulation in the knee in the first place, as I can't see a use for a knee bend like this. However, the boot swivels, giving this figure a little more posability. Ram Man also comes with a hidden feature that if you press down on the top of his head like so, you can get him ready for ramming, and look out, because he's coming for you. Since this is a deluxe figure, he comes with a bunch of extra goodies that include a double-bladed axe, a single-bladed axe molded after his vintage-style weapon, an open left fist, and a fully armored head. Now, getting a closer look at the double-bladed axe, you will notice that this is cast with some extra detailing that really makes this accessory pop. The single-bladed axe is very familiar, as it resembles Ram Man's vintage axe from 1985, and I really like the spike detail on this axe, as well as the chips that are missing from the blade. The back of the double-bladed axe has a female port that allows the single-bladed axe to pop right into it, creating a rather large weapon. It actually looks pretty cool, but I can't imagine how Ram Man would ever wield something like this, as he is very clumsy. Getting a closer look at the left hand, you can make out the fingernail detail, which is a very nice surprise. And lastly, we have his fully armored head, and I love that these deluxe figures come with alternate heads, as it just makes these figures more exciting, and you can display them really exactly how you like. The armored head is painted in the same metallic silver plastic, and you can barely make out the whites of his eyes. And here he is, all geared up with his fully armored head and fist, so he can wield both weapons, and here are the two axes mated together, which gives him more of a ninja-like look and feel, but again, I really can't see him throwing this around. And finally, we have the comparison with his vintage figure. Mine is pretty worse for wear, but that's par for the course for my older figures in this line. They did a fantastic job capturing the vintage feel of Ram Man in the Origins line, and both figures are pretty close in height, but there are a couple of differences I want to point out. The black belt really makes the skull buckle pop on the Ram Man Origins figure, and they both come with a feature that allows you to make them shorter in preparation for all the ramming that this man does. Now that they are side by side, I wish the Origin figure looked a little bit more squat, as I like the look of the hidden legs in the vintage figure. The tooling is a little bit different on the figures, as you need to press the head on the Origins Ram Man to force him to release to his taller mode, and the vintage figure has a little tiny lever in the back that when you push it, well, it's supposed to pop up, but mine's old and it's not cooperating today. And that wraps up this hot take, and both Ram Mans will take you out in the only fashion that they know how. Let us know if you have any thoughts on this figure in the comments below, and please remember to like, share, and subscribe.